everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jackie and today I am here to tell you guys all about my fall 2024 TBR. Fall is, spooky season, and for me it's a time to read a lot of thrillers and horror, and I also have a couple of light fantasy books on this TBR, so I'm dabbling in a little bit of everything over these next 3 months, so we'll just have to wait and see what it holds for us. So without me rambling on any further, let's jump right in and talk about the TBR. Okay, so the first two books I'm going to talk about are, one is a reread for me and the other one is one I have to read for a read along. So the first one of those is Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. This is the first book in the Mr. Mercedes trilogy. I read this, oh gosh, probably going on 5 years ago now, maybe closer to 4. This is actually the very first Stephen King book I ever read, and I have been obsessed with Stephen King's work ever since. So I can't wait to dive back into this one. If you guys don't know what Mr. Mercedes is about, this is a first book in a trilogy of adult borderline horror novels by Stephen King. And it follows a retired detective who is brought back on by the police to uncover a mystery surrounding a serial killer. That's really all I'm going to talk about because it goes deeper into that, but I don't want to give any spoilers away. Like I said, this was the very first King book I ever read. I loved it right from the beginning. I was basically hooked from there on out. So I can't wait to give it a reread. What I have on my TBR, again, is the one I have to read for a read-along. If you guys saw my most recent video, which I'll link up on the screen for you guys, you would know what this is. But if you haven't seen that, like I said, it's in the cards. That is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danny Lusky. I am hosting a read-along for this the entire month of October and the month of November. So again, all the details will be in that video linked in the cards for you guys, but I'm so excited. I don't know much about House of Leaves. I really want to go in with knowing nothing, but what I do know, it is adult horror. It follows, there's 3 different storylines, but the main one is focusing on this house that there's something weird going on with it, like some of the outside of the house is smaller than the inside, and that's really all I know. It's also kind of written, I'm trying not to give any spoilers away, but it's written like a textbook almost, and there's mixed media elements. So I have heard very, very, very mixed things about this, but it's been on my TBR for a number of years, even before I joined BookTube, so I really want to give it a shot. We have a book I actually have started before, and I don't know why I put down because I was really, really liking it, and that is Finley, Donovan is Killing It by El Casamoto. So this is, again, a first book in the series. I got about a quarter of the way through it when I started it last year, and I was really liking it. It's hilarious. I saw originally Books and Lala talk about this, and I'll link her down below. And I was like very, very interested right from the beginning, and like I said, once I picked it up, I just kept reading it. I don't know why I put it down because, like I said, I was really enjoying it, but I'm excited to dive back in. An adult cozy mystery, I guess you could call it, follows our main character, Finley Donovan, who is an aspiring writer, and she is at a cafe talking to one of her agents about killing off one of the characters in the novel that she is writing, and someone overhears her. This is all in the synopsis, by the way. This really isn't a spoiler. Someone overhears her in the cafe and thinks she's planning to kill somebody, so the person basically hires her for a murder for hire plot, and that is all I'm going to say. Like I said, I was really enjoying what I read so far when I was reading this last year, so I'm excited to dive back in. We have Bundy Conversations with a Killer by Stephen G. McCodd and Hugh Ainsworth. I'm so sorry, I probably butchered those names, but as you guys can tell, this is a non-fiction book with interviews with Ted Bundy. So I have a really weird fascination with serial killers, and I think they're really interesting. So Ted Bundy obviously is like one of the most famous serial killers in the world. So this is all interviews with him, and this is also a Netflix original documentary series, so maybe I'll watch that after I read this. Definitely can't wait to dive into this. We have Book of Night by Holly Black. This is Holly Black's first dabble into adult fantasy. I read some of her YA stuff and really have enjoyed it before, so I'm excited to dive into her adult debut. This is one I really don't know too much about, but I believe it has to do with fallen angels or fae. I could be completely wrong on that, so do not quote me on that. But like I said, I have read some of Holly Black's work in the past and really enjoyed it. I read the first book in the Cruel Prince series a few years back and enjoyed it well enough to want to continue eventually, so I'm very interested to see what she has in store for this one. We have Four Dead Queens by Ashton Schulte. This is one I got in my Owl Crate a number of years ago when I used to do Owl Crate unboxings, and I haven't heard too much about it, but it sounds like it is a fantasy with a murder mystery plot at it. So, I mean, it sounds interesting to me. Again, I haven't heard too much about this over the years, but I really like the cover. I like the edges. The plot, from what I could kind of get out of it, sounds very interesting. So I'll give it my best shot. The last book on my TBR for the fall time, as of right now, this is obviously subject to change, is one, again, I heard from Books and Lala a few years ago, and that is We Rite Upon Six by Quan Berry. This is a book about, I believe, a magical field hockey team. I believe that is the case. Again, don't quote me on that. But this takes place in Danvers, Massachusetts, which is right next to where I go to school for college. So, witchy stuff. Yeah, yes, please sign me up. It's actually going to be it for this video, guys. Like I said, this TBR is subject to change as the months go on, but I'm excited to really dive into all these and share my thoughts with you guys. But if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give a big thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already for future bookish content just like this. And let me know in the comments down below if you guys have read any of these books, what your thoughts are, if you are reading any of these yourself during the fall time, or what you're planning on reading this fall, as I would love to know. And as always, all my social media links are linked down below if you guys would like to follow me on any of those. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you soon for another video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye!